Hello again and welcome to another time-ticking YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about Steve Wozniak's Nixie Tube watch. This Apple co-founder's wristwatch is a pretty strange timepiece, so stick with us through this intro and we'll have a look at it with you. Now, the Nixie Tube watch is an interesting piece of engineering. It runs on tube technology that harkens back to about 40, 50, 60 years ago, when tubes were still used in common manufacture. More formally known as Steve Wozniak, the Woz equipped himself with this tube display digital watch back in the early 2000s. This stylish piece of tech harkens back to the Cold War era, with its glowing display and retro industrial design. Dubbed the Nixie watch by its creator, David Forbes, it looks more like a piece of equipment at a nuclear test site than a timepiece. Since the Woz acquired this timekeeper, it's harbored a lot of curiosity from folks who followed his career with Apple. As well, with a recent bit of blockbuster screen time in the 2015 film Steve Jobs, the Nixie watch has been seeing a lot of creative mimicry from would-be watchmakers and entrepreneurs who have an affinity for repurposing old technology. But what is a Nixie watch? How does it function? These are some questions worth exploring with this distinct and idiosyncratic watch. So let's check it out. As the name would suggest, the watch itself runs on Nixie Tube technology. A Nixie tube is a cold cathode tube which uses a glow charge to display information. Unlike its warmer cousin, the vacuum tube, the cold cathode tech of Nixie tubes works like a neon lamp, generating less heat because of the gas that fills the tube and illuminates the number-shaped cathodes. However, much like their vacuum tube counterparts, Nixies do take a decent bit of voltage to run, around about 140 volts, which is 20 more than a typical house outlet. So, the Woz's Nixie thus requires a decent amount of battery juice. Without getting into the weeds too much about how it functions, it essentially harvests electricity from the battery, deploys that electricity through electrical currents, which are connected to a circuit board which switches them off and on. It's quite a bit of legwork to tell the time. However, it's not too far from most modern digital quartz watch tech. And furthermore, because of the amount of voltage it takes to run the tubes, the Woz's watch does not constantly display the time. As it was engineered, the Woz's Nixie watch has to be tipped to a certain angle to trigger the display. This design feature helps conserve necessary energy for the watch's operation, considering the voltage. Speaking of the tipping watch function of the Woz's Nixie watch, he had an interview about it back in 2009. In this interview, the Woz reveals that the tipping aspect of his wristwatch is actually a customizable feature. When the bezel and crystal are removed, the wearer can interface with the watch's display. There are buttons that let the wearer set the hours, minutes, seconds, and the angle at which the time displays on the watch. This is a customizable feature that the Woz is very happy to demonstrate to folks, both in the Steve Jobs film and in real life. And it is a clever bit of engineering that the Woz is carrying with him. Even though the tipping aspect of the watch might come across as a bit impractical to some, it does serve the overall function of the timepiece really well, and adds another level of depth to its unique character. Although the Nixie watch might be seen as a piece of geek niche tech, its uniqueness has a solid level of appeal. This is especially true in the United States, where the Cold War era space race and nuclear arms race culturally reinforced tube-driven aesthetics. Even though 10 years have passed and not everyone is wearing one, as Seth Rogen playing the Woz suggests in the Steve Jobs film, the Nixie watch has still garnered a market for itself. Between the Woz watch creator David Forbes' website Cathode Corner, other specialized online stores, and numerous Etsy creators, there's no shortage of Nixie timepieces to be had. The original creator of the wristwatch, David Forbes, still has an operating business and website. As well, there are plenty of people on Etsy and other online stores that are still developing watches that look just like the Woz's Nixie. Though the larger Nixie tube clocks appear to be more popular among Nixie enthusiasts, the smaller tubes of the Nixie watch make for a much more portable endeavor. So, if you have $200 to $500 to spare, or a lighter pocketbook and DIY sensibilities, you can Woz out and have yourself a 40-plus-year-old gem of tech on your wrist. Just be careful to make it clear to the TSA that it is, in fact, not a bomb, as Steve and Woz joke about in the Steve Jobs film. Hello, and thanks for watching our YouTube video today. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and you can find similar videos right here. For more new and interesting content from time sticking on our channel, please subscribe at the link here. And for more information about wristwatch repair and watch maintenance generally, you can find us at timesticking.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.